All right, tonight we are here. We're going to talk really quick about what to do when people quit. You might think it's odd that I'm talking about this now because everybody's doing really well. Everyone's in the beginning of your business. You're kind of on like a pink cloud of plexus joy. Isn't this the best thing I've ever done in my life? Um, and that's a great place to be. And I want you to live in that as long as you possibly can. But I want to talk about what to do when these very same people that are going to join you from this 3-day trial we're about to do in a few months, when they quit, if they quit, I want to tell you how to handle it. And I'm going to do it in 3 phases. First, you've got to understand that people quit things. Okay? I quit things. You quit things. We all quit things. It's okay. All right? I quit Beachbody a long time ago because I wasn't using it. And but this last week I decided to do a 21-day challenge and I signed up for it again, right? So people leave, people come back. Also people quit because they're people-y, right? This is a part of network marketing. And if you let people quitting determine if this is a good idea or not, you will be derailed entirely. I have more people that have quit both the products and the business than have actually stayed. Not one person who's sitting on this call tonight was with me in the beginning. If everybody that was with me in the beginning was with me now, I would be Emerald by now. Okay, and I really let that derail me for a while. I would say, why am I doing this? This must be dumb. And I let the opinions and the inconsistent mindset of people who quit overshadow how well this had worked for not only me, but for the people who did end up staying. Now, for whatever reason, I still don't know why, I kept keeping going with the products was never a question. They worked so well for me, there was no way I was ever going to not do it. But I wavered on the business many times throughout my journey, and I want you to know that and that it's normal. But I have a ton of people who did stay, and I'm glad I stayed with them. So I focus on those people, right? Not the people who leave. For one, like there's a lot of different ways to skin a cat, guys. Plexus is not the only way. It's not the only gut health system. It just happens to be my favorite way, all right? Now, when people come to me and say, hey, I'm quitting, if they come to me, sometimes they don't. This is why I stay in close contact with my customers and ambassadors, especially in the beginning. I do one thing. I give them one opportunity to discuss it. And this is how I handle it. Just yesterday, I had someone after 3 months say, hey, this is not clearing up my skin issues like I'd like. And I can't justify the money, so I'm quitting. Now, first of all, I knew this was coming. There's a certain type of person out there that I know when they sign up, they're probably going to quit, right? Do you know who I'm talking about? Those kind of people. For one, it had taken her forever to actually pull the trigger and do this. And then second, while, all through the 3 months she did it, she kind of questioned her belief in gut health in general. Things weren't happening fast enough. So this was not a surprise to me. So here's what I said to her. I said, are you open to a conversation about a couple thoughts I have before abandoning ship? Or are you resolved entirely? That's all I said. And you know what she said? I'm resolved entirely. And I said, great. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to call customer service and I want to make sure that you delete your account entirely so that you don't get charged that annual fee. All right. Now, why did I handle it that way? Why didn't I do more to talk her out of this? Because of thing number 3. How you let people leave determines if they will ever come back. I've had many people quit, and because I'm very cheerful about it and I help them do it and I validate their why that they want to quit, and I say, yeah, there's other ways to get skinny. There's other ways to get your gut healthy. This is just my favorite way. Doesn't mean it has to be your favorite way. because of that, I've had a lot of people come back months later and say, okay, actually, I didn't realize what this was doing for me because I forgot how bad I felt before. And now I feel crappy again. And or maybe I didn't give it a fair shot. I'm going to do this again. But how I let them leave was, I think, the only reason they came back to me, right? I've had a lot of people come to me and say, I actually was buying from another ambassador, but they drove me crazy. So I actually don't want to buy from them anymore. I want to buy from you. So keep that in mind. If they're resolved, think about how you would feel if you were resolved. For example, there was a product I tried, I don't know, 6 or 7 months ago. I won't say what it is. I don't want to throw this person under the bus, but I didn't like it. I tried it for a couple months. I just didn't like what it did for me. And so I quit. And first of all, her first mistake was the only time she ever reached out to me while I was on this journey. There was never any, how are you? What's going on? How was that meeting you had that you posted about? There was never any of that. It was just, hey, your next order's coming up. Do you want to keep it the same? So I felt like a number to her. I felt like $1 to her. That was her first mistake. It rubbed me the wrong way. The second thing is when I started to express, I don't know about this, she made me feel stupid. She made me feel like I was not an expert in this area and that I didn't know what I was talking about. That is the fastest way to, you could have the best product in the world, but if you make me feel like I'm dumb, I will rebel and I won't take it, even if it could help me until the end of time. Okay. So now I avoid her. I avoid her like the plague. She is kind of one of those people. Well, I don't want to be that for somebody. So I'm very, very cheerful when I let people leave. If they say they're resolved, help them. Okay. Then here is another step you must take beyond that. If you ever want them to come back, continue to connect with them as a human being. So already I have on my calendar in a month to reach out to this very person that quit and say nothing about Plexus, but talk to her about another issue that I know she has going on in her life that we've also been talking about. Okay? That is just being a good human being, guys, right? So I'm going to continue to connect with her. So yesterday, this person quit. I asked the question. She said she was resolved, but that she loved me. And I said, of course you do. What's not to love?
That's right.
You know? And I'm going to continue to connect with her. And then if she, she may never come back. But if she doesn't come back, it won't be because of how I treated her. Okay? She could feel confident in coming to me again. Why? Because she knows if she quits again, how I'm going to behave. Now, I know a lot of network marketing people talk about overcoming objections and all of that. And I am for that some, but you really have to be careful. You have to, we want to attract, not promote. I want people to do this because they see me having success with it and they just want to follow what I'm doing. Not because I talk them into it or I bully them into it or whine them into it or be like, oh, you sure you want to quit? No. Okay. Does that make sense? Kim had someone quit this week. Yeah, Kim, so normal, especially, when that's why we keep adding people, because people are going to quit. You've got to stay ahead of the attrition. And Star, you're right. You cannot take it personally when someone wants to quit. It is not about you. But when somebody quits, I want you to immediately go, oh, but Jill, oh my gosh, Jill just messaged me and was like, thank you so much for telling me about this because I'm happier than ever. Think about her. Stay for her.